Welcome back to Study as We Go. This series, I decided to change the sequence of the classes that we're going to do up to kind of meet the needs of where we're at collectively in the world to what I feel like is going to be the most balancing to you. So today the practice is going to be more about geared towards balancing our systems, and we'll get to that in a minute. Can you still hear me? Okay, great. So I want to start today with sharing a little bit of a personal story or a familial story, and I promise I'll tie it into what we're doing. So as I mentioned, and as many of you know, our family kind of came up in early February to kind of pull back from the world, feeling what was going on around us as a response. And one of our family's responses is that we decided in mid-March, kind of right around the equinox, to get baby chickens. We thought that it would be a good thing to do, not only as a wonderful experience for our children and for us to have that, raising chickens, but also so that later down the road we'll be able to kind of nourish our family with good eggs, free range, organic eggs. So we got 8 baby chicks, and we were able to get them just the morning after they hatched out of this egg from this local hatchery of all these beautiful different kinds of chickens. And we brought them home. They needed to stay in my son's room for like 3 weeks in a box, and they're just the sweetest little just peeps of life. But like literally within the first day, there was one of the chicks that was more personable, more comfortable interacting with us. And then there was 2 that just seemed like a little more out there, you know, like they would hop up on our finger, more confident. And then after that, Chandler and I, my husband and I, were like, well, we thought we were getting all hens, but these 2 might be roosters, and maybe they got into the mix. And then there was another one that seemed to hang out with those 2. And then you fast forward, you know, now we're almost 3 months in. Well, it turns out we have 4 of 8 roosters, which is perfectly balanced. And in the chicken world, which I'm new to, apparently you need 1 rooster for every 8 to 10 hens. So we'll get to that, you know, later in our chicken raising. But they're very sweet. They're awesome to care for, and they sleep in a little coop that we build, and then we let them out and they range around our, you know, picking up bugs, and they kind of all go together as a group. But the other day I was sitting on the porch and I noticed that 4 of the chickens were kind of like sitting on this old fence by our garden, just kind of hanging, chilling. And I looked over and 4 of them were out scavenging and exploring and looking for bugs. And while all of them do both of those things, kind of sit and roost, and all of them scavenge bugs, when I looked, it was the 4 hens who were on the fence and the 4 roosters who were out. And so I thought it really relates to our class today, because we all have the hen and the rooster inside of us. And in yoga, they look at it like we have our human body, and we have the midline, and we have our right and left side, and it's split down the middle, and we have 2 eyes and 2 arms and 2 ears, and, you know, if everything works out right in development, I have 2 braids today. But we want to have a balance between the 2. So typically, you know, when you get into the yoga philosophy and tradition, the right side of us represents more of the rooster energy. It's associated with more of the masculine, more of the kind of alert, aware, confident, getting stuff done in the world, like all of those things, kind of more, the attention is more focused out, more associated with the sun. And the left side is more of our hen side, which is more kind of nestled in, more introspective, you know, more associated with the moon and the feminine and replenishing and nourishing and all of those attributes. And we all have both, the rooster and the hen, the restful and the wakeful, right? And we want to have a, you know, when things are balanced, we have kind of a nice rhythm between the two. You know, we have the day and the energy of the night and all of these things. But as human beings, we can tend to get kind of pulled out maybe in one direction or the other. And then I've been thinking about it in response to kind of what's going on in the world. And when there's a lot of maybe rapid change or chaos, or things are unfamiliar, unknown, you know, a lot of anxiety, we can express, I mean, I'm generalizing, but we kind of can get the way it expressed gets amplified to one side or the other. So, and just listen and see if this relates to you or people you know. One person might respond to what's going on with a lot of anxiety and stress, or like feeling the need to constantly move and constantly organize and plan, and perhaps over control or over caffeinate or over sugarify, all those things, you know, kind of lifted and up here, but, and maybe too much in that direction. Or some of us, or some people we know or love or care about, it might express on the other side of the spectrum, where we get more pulled in and kind of down, where we might feel depressed or sad or unmotivated or lethargic, you know, a lack of motivation or mental clarity. So does all of that make sense? Like it can get polarized and very extreme. And so today we're going to use the yoga practice wherever we're at the spectrum, you know, to bring us into balance. And there's a class of poses in yoga called twists, and twists are kind of the medicine that's going to bring us into balance. So in the world of herbs, there's adaptogenic herbs, and when you take these, they bring your system into balance. And so twists are the yogic form of these adaptogens. So you don't even have to, it just somehow they know innately what your body and what your nervous system and what your spirit needs, you know, right now, and you'll get what you need, where somebody else in the class will get what they need. So if you tend to be lifted, it's going to bring your nervous system down into the parasympathetic and finding more of that rest and relax. And if you're a little bit down here, it will help elevate your spirit. And so that's what we're going to do, a whole class really focusing on twisting in different ways. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be able to watch you on this computer. I'm not going to have music today, but if you'd like to, I sent the playlist. If you'd like to have that playing during the class, feel free. Okay, so we're going to start on our backs, lying on your backs. And just get comfortable here. And go ahead, lie down. Just rest the back of your head and shoulders and hips on the floor. And then we're going to just windshield wiper your knees to the right. Gently cactus your arms and look over towards your left thumb. And you can cross your right ankle over your left knee if you want a little bit more. But you know, we're just starting with this gentle twist. So knees to the right, breathe into the whole midline of the body, lift your chest, and then if it's okay in the neck, just peek over towards your left thumb and start to really breathe and let yourself feel the breath moving through the body. And then as you inhale, bring your knees up towards the sky and windshield wiper your knees to the left. Turn your gaze to the right and twisting in this direction. And we're gonna increase a lot of the spinal mobility as we twist many times through our practice. Turn your gaze, just let the body open for 1 or 2 more breaths here. Okay, bring your knees to the sky, hug your knees in, and then we're gonna rock and roll until we come up into seated, and then we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So spreading your fingers wide, and just taking a moment to anchor down into your mat. And we'll inhale, let your chest soften, take your thigh bones back and wide, turn your gaze up. And then as we exhale, we'll round, scoop the tailbone, tuck the chin, and breathe into the back of the body. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, turning your gaze up, taking your sit bones back and wide. And then exhaling to round, scooping the tailbone. Yeah, then we'll do 1 more like this. Inhale. Open the front of the body and exhaling to round. Kind of working on the front and the back, just right here. We're gonna push into a downward facing dog. And you can pedal your feet a couple of times. And then we're gonna walk our feet forward to our hands. Bend your knees a little bit, pull your navel towards the spine, and we're just gonna round all the way up, stacking each vertebra, one on top of the next, on top of the next, on top of the next, until we all come all the way up standing. Nice, until your heart is over your hips and your head is over the heart. We're gonna take the legs a little bit wide, just maybe bend your knees, get a little bit loosey-goosey, make soft fists with your hands. And we're just gonna sway, kind of twist side to side, gently bending the knees and pulsing. And you can let your soft fists kind of tap on the back of the body, just side to side, loosening up through the midline of the body, freeing up some stored energy. And we'll do that for 3, 2, 1. Good. Step back to the place, hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. Exhale, release your arms down long. And then inhale, let the breath lead reach all the way up. And as we exhale, we'll bow forward, bend the knees as needed, touching the floor. And 3 times we'll just open and close with the breath. Inhale, stretch forward to lengthen. And exhale to fold in. Inhale to stretch. Exhale. Turn your awareness in. Think of inhaling as the rooster scavenging energy, opening, turning your awareness out. And as you exhale, nestling back in, the cozy hen. All right, take your right leg back. We're into a high lunge. We're gonna bring our back knee down. Welcome, welcome. So bringing the back knee down, and we're gonna come into a low lunge. So you're gonna isometrically draw the base of your thigh forward. And draw your front heel back. And now we're gonna take our twist. So we're gonna take our right arm up, draw your shoulder blade onto the back, and then we'll twist to the left. And make a fist with your right hand. Wrap gently your left palm around the right. Okay. Hug your legs in towards the center. And then as you breathe in, just lengthen all the way up through the mid-center line of your body. And as you exhale, we're gonna twist open. And just move slowly with your breath. So inhale, create more length through the center line. And then as you exhale, twist. And as we move into our twists today, I want you to just feel the left and the right side body. So we're not gonna kind of pull and overly torque, but you're gonna let yourself deepen into the twist as you breathe. So inhale to lengthen, exhale, just spiraling up through the spine. You can turn your gaze up if that's okay in your neck, look at the wall, or you could look down at the ground. Good. Inhale to untwist, straighten your back leg. Step your right leg forward, and then step your left leg back. So we're in a high lunge to start. And then we'll lower the left knee down. Hands to the waist. Good, come down a little bit deeper. We'll draw the base of your thigh forward and your front heel back. So engaging the legs. Take your left arm up. Draw your shoulder back. And then start twisting open to the left. Okay, left, making a fist with the left hand. Wrap your right hand on top of the left. Breathing in, lengthening all the way up through the spine. Breathing out to twist open. Now we'll take 2 more breaths here. So inhale to lengthen long through the spine. Exhale to twist. And breathing in, just find length. Breathing out to twist, twist, twist. So inhale to unwind. So the new title for this class is to refill, release, and balance. So we'll step into downward facing dog. So just now as we're practicing, the places where you're feeling a lot of excess stress or kind of anxious energy, or just holding maybe too much that's not serving you, just creating avenues for those to release from your body so your nervous system can come back towards the middle. And the places where we get a little bit shut down or numb or frozen, right? Or an inability to think clearly or to motivate, those places get a little attention. And in that way, your body becomes dynamically balanced right here, right now. So we'll inhale forward into plank. Lower your knees to the ground. Bend your elbows, will come down nice and slow. Bring your knees, chest, and chin down. And then come all the way down to the floor. Slide your belly forward. We're going to curl up into just a little medium cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades on the back, curl. And then tuck your toes, push back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees wide, feet together. Come into a child's pose here. And just let yourself settle in. And so you're going to notice where you're at in this side of the spectrum. If you're maybe a little more lifted in general lately, more on the anxiety, overdoing spectrum, or if you're more towards a little bit down in an inability to act. And then you're just going to let yourself open to the breath and let the practice today take care of you. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Feel your feet. Inhale, reach all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. The left hand representing the more passive, introspective, feminine side. Right hand, the more alert, aware, masculine, outgoing side. And just bring them to heart center. Just allowing them to merge. Inhale. Exhale, release your arms down long. Inhale, let the breath lead, reach all the way up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, stretch forward to lengthen. Take your right leg back. Bring your back heel to the earth. And inhale your arms up into a cactus. Okay, so we're in a warrior one with the arms in cactus. You're going to just take a moment, lengthen your tailbone down. Let the low belly pull in. And breathe up the sides of the body like we did last class. Just create that space first. Okay, bring your arms into a cactus like this. And we're going to inhale to the right, exhaling to the left, kind of like a little yogi sprinkler. Side to side, just freeing up that stuck energy, maybe in your upper back. Thoracic spine, inhaling, exhaling, twist side to side. Keep the legs strong for 3, 2, 1. Good, touching the ground. Remember last week, so you always have options. You can step into downward facing dog and wait, or you could step into a plank and come down, chaturanga, cobra, or up dog. Downward facing dog. So you're going to customize your practice to a certain degree to meet your needs today. Take your right leg forward, and if the right leg needs a little assistance, you can help it along. Spin your back heel to the earth. Inhale your arms up into a cactus. And so as you exhale, come down a little bit more in your legs. And that's very anchoring and very grounding if you're feeling a little lifted. Squeeze your shoulder blades on the back. Good, so inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Squeeze your legs towards the midline as you twist up through the spine. Just free up. Create more fluidity. Side to side, twist. 3, 2, 1. Good. Ground down through your hands. Step into a downward facing dog. And then we're going to come onto our hands and knees again. Inhaling your left arm up and your right leg up. So up, left, right leg. Inhale to open, exhale, we're gonna cross over, bringing the knee to the elbow and the elbow to the knee. Inhale, exhale to cross over. One more time, inhale to open, exhale to cross. Okay, inhale to open, bring your left hand down, keep your right leg lifted, and we're gonna bend your elbows, lead with the chest, let the chest move down towards the ground, and then push all the way up. Good, bring your right knee down. Switch it out, take your left leg up. Right arm up. Big inhale to extend, exhale, cross over, meeting in the middle of the body. Inhale, to open, exhale, pull it in, and then inhale to open. Exhale, squeeze in towards the midline. Opening, bringing your right hand down, left leg lifted, bend your elbows, dipping the chest down. Squeeze, squeeze your shoulder blades on the back, chest down, chin down towards the ground, and then push down to rise all the way up. Bring your left knee down. Let's take a cow as we inhale. Just let your front body soften towards the ground. Turn your gaze up. Exhaling to round, swooping the tailbone, tucking the chin. Bring your spine into a neutral position. Tuck your toes and push back. Downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna walk our feet forward to our hands. Inhale to open. Think that rooster, just wakeful, more sun fiery energy to open. Exhale just to fold in. Let the crown of the head release down. And you can even just for a few moments bobble your head. It can feel really good to just let the weight of your head give just a little tug on your spine. All right, we're gonna bend our knees and we're gonna come into a chair pose, an Utkatasana. Okay, so you're gonna slide your thigh bones back and lengthen your tailbone down. We're gonna cross the right arm over to the left. Make a fist with your right hand. Wrap your left hand on top. And then same thing. So we're going to inhale. You're going to breathe into your spacious inner body like you did all last week. And as you breathe out, you're going to spiral up through the spine. 2 more breaths. Inhale, create more space all the way up the central channel. Exhale to twist. And 1 more. Some of you might want to open the arms, left arm up, right fingertips down, spiraling all the way up. And then inhale to untwist. Let's fold an Uttanasana. Release the head down. Shake your head, yes and no. Ujjayi breathing. And then bend your knees. Inhale your arms up. Utkatasana. Wrap your left arm around the outside of the right thigh, making a fist, a soft fist with your left hand. And then bring your right hand over. So as you breathe in, find more length all the way up through the spine. As you breathe out, you're going to twist open. So try to, even though they're moving in differently, just feel the left side and the right side starting to rotate around the spine. And as we twist, you're opening up, creating all that flexibility through the spine, but all your nerve endings or nerve beginnings that are emanating out from the spine are getting massaged. And so that fans out into the body how everything starts to function. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Again, you can open the arms, twist, turning the heart center to the right, throat open, twist. Inhale to unwind, fold forward, Uttanasana. Okay, ground down through your feet. Inhale, reach all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. And even there, just let the circulation return. So we're releasing the tension in the physical body, the anxiety and the excess stress in the body. And then we're bringing in fresh currents of circulation and lymphatic flow, fresh insights. Hands to heart center, take a big breath in. Exhale, release your arms down long. Inhale, let the breath lead. Reach all the way up. Really ground down through your feet. Stretch all the way up through the fingertips. Exhale to bow forward to touch. Inhale to stretch. Flow it out. Exhale, step back into a plank. You can always lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. And you can, so think about in any practice, if you want kind of that rooster, kind of masculine, fiery energy, you can add more of the vinyasas. And if you want to restore more, maybe you skip that and you take a child's pose. So it's so great. You can customize your practice in that way. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale to bow. And then we're going to take the right leg back. Spin your right heel to the ground, and we're going to open into an extended side angle. So this is more of an open twist. Keep your hips nice and grounded, left thigh bone parallel to the ground. Breathe spaciousness to the whole inseam of the body, and then start to turn. You can take your right arm up towards the sky. And then feel that in the shoulder, maybe take the right arm all the way overhead if that feels good. Or you can have the hand on the waist. From there, push from your pelvis down through your left leg so your left leg straightens. And we're going to come into a nice open triangle pose. So tailbone down, just feel stability in your pelvis. Breathe up through the sides of the body. And then slowly, with this open twist, open the body. Again, you can look down at the floor, at your toes. It's going to be, the least in your neck. And you can look at the horizon. And then perhaps looking up towards the sky, option to take the arms straight up. Option to take the arm all the way overhead. Let yourself breathe a couple of breaths here. Inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, turn, open from the inside. Wrap your left side body forward and tack your right side body back. Okay, inhale to come out, step your back leg forward, pause, and then your left leg back. Konasana. Bring your left fingertips to the floor or forearm to the thigh. Hand on the waist. And as you breathe in, just breathe the fluidly of the breath. Open up to the space inside. Turn to the heart open, and then option to look up towards the side. Take the left arm up. That feels good. Left arm all the way overhead. Spin your pinky down as if you're spinning a light bulb to really draw your shoulder blade onto the back. Turn. Breastbone starts to rotate up towards the sky. This time your right side comes forward and your left side comes back. So it's dancing around the center of the body to find balance and harmony. Left hand to the waist, look down at the ground, straighten your front leg. And as you inhale, lengthen, exhale, turn. Left arm up. Stay connected to your breath. And then the left arm all the way overhead. And you can let the breath really link the sides of the body. We'll dive into that a little later in class specifically, but just let the breath be the kind of gateway into the body. Turn, belly, chest, heart, gaze all the way up. And then inhale to unwind. Let's step back into downward facing dog. And walk our feet forward to our hands. Take your feet a little bit wider. We'll interlace our hands behind our back. Bend your knees as needed. And take your arms up and overhead. Again, relax the face and the jaw. You can even just sigh out through the mouth to help release the places where you need to release, where you're just holding too much in the body. It really affects the nervous system. So staying down here, we're gonna get long from your right hip to your right armpit, twist open to the right, draw your right shoulder blade back, take your palate back, twist open. Let the front of the chest open. These look great. And then back to center, get long from the left side body, twist open to the left, take the left shoulder back, squeeze your shoulder blades, throat open, twist, twist. And then inhale to untwist, hands to the floor, walk your feet back. Inhale to stretch, exhale to bow forward. Okay, so we're gonna take the right leg back. We're in a high lunge. And I want you to notice, just kind of how you feel. And oftentimes it's, a profound shift that happens when you do a whole class focus on twisting to refill and release and balance. So we're gonna bend your front knee a little bit more and lift your back thigh up. Picture weight into your right fingertips. Again, lengthen through the middle of the body and twist open. And so we all have that, we all have both sides in us, and we want to support both of them in expressing themselves. So Rooster and the head, the active and the restful, the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine. Take your left arm up towards the sky, and then you can take your left arm all the way overhead if that feels okay. Okay, tack your left hip back and just spiral up through the spine. Wrap your right side body under, tack your left side body back. Inhale to unwind. Straighten your front leg. Step your back leg in and bring your back foot down. So maybe you have like about 3 feet or so between your heels. And then we're gonna inhale and just lengthen. Tack your left hip back. So we're gonna move into, it's called Pavrita Trikonasana, or revolved triangle. So hug your legs in towards the midline. You can walk your right fingertips forward. It's going to be a little more stable to have your right hand on the inside of the front foot. But if you want to go for it on the outside, and if you have a block or a phone book, if they even make phone books anymore, I don't know, or a Tupperware, you can have your hands on the block. Okay, so hold, squeeze your legs, inhale, lengthen all the way through the spine, tack your left hip back, and slowly on the exhalation, twist open. Pause. So don't go too far. We're just slowly bringing our awareness back towards the center. Inhale to lengthen, exhale. So we're moving with the breath. Inhale, one more, lengthen, exhale, twist. Tack your left hip back a little bit more. Lengthen through the crown of the head and just spin open with the breath more from the inside. And then inhale to unwind, release the bind. And step your back leg forward and step your front leg, which is your left leg, now back, coming into the high lunge. So they also say, you know, typically twists have this rinsing quality in your organs, in your glands, helping to purify or detoxify your body where you need. Shift the weight into the left fingertips, twist open. Slowly to the right. Throat is open. Tap your right shoulder back and take your right arm up. Okay, that's one. Actually, one is hand on the waist. 2, fingertips up. 3, right arm all the way overhead. Breathing in, find length. Breathing out. Spinning open from inside. Just see with your mind's eye the 2 sides coming into this dynamic balance, dancing, coiling, spiraling around the spine. Inhale to unwind. Right fingertips down. Straighten your back leg. Step your back leg in a little bit. Squeeze your legs, tack your right hip back, and then bring your left hand to the floor or cross it over to the outside of the foot using a block if needed. So just take a moment. You want to tack your right hip back. So subtle movements can be very profound. Tack your right hip back, and your left hip is going to come forward. And in doing that, you're stabilizing the sacrum, which is that triangular bone at the base of the spine, lengthen long through the crown of the head, spiraling up, breathing, filling into the inner body, and then tacking your right ribs back, rolling your left ribs under. Taking the right arm up. You can take the right arm all the way overhead. You can have the hand on the waist, but please just open up to the breath. Inhale to unwind. See what you want to do. Do you want to push into a child's pose? Maybe into a downward facing dog? Or maybe you want to go for it and flow through a vinyasa. And we'll all push into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Let's bend the knees. Fold in and like a little rag doll. Bend your knees and we'll round all the way up. Heart over your hips and head over your heart again. Bring the sides of the body in an outer gesture and outer mudra, Anjali mudra. Just feeling the left and the right side coming together at the midline. Big breath in. Exhale, release your arms down long. So we are going to do a couple standing twists. And that being said, we all waver, right? That's part of life. We're not balanced, doesn't mean totally static and not moving. We waver, we sway, we pendulum to the rooster and the hen side, right? And sometimes it's a little out of balance, so it's not a big deal if you fall out or if it's hard or you feel unstable. By doing this, we're creating that inner resilience and stability. So we're gonna start shifting all the weight into your left foot and just feel your left foot on the ground. Start by taking your right leg up. You'll hold right below the knee and pull the knee up into the chest. And notice yourself if you waver a little bit. These look very strong. Now, with your left hand, cross over, keep the knee bent. You're gonna grab the outside of the knee, tack your right hip down, breathe all the way up through the spine, breathe into the inner body like we did last week, so the whole inner body, and then you're slowly gonna start to twist up through the torso. I like to bend the right elbow, squeeze the shoulder blade onto the back. So we'll take 3 breaths. Inhale to lengthen through the crown. Exhale to twist open. So really turning, kind of pulling sweetly the chest to the right. See if you can look back at your thumb. If that's too much, you back out. Twist, twist. Inhale to untwist and bring your right leg down. So one of my teachers used to say the wavering make us stronger and more resilient, right? If we're just in a cave meditating or just with no external pressures or internal transformations, it's easy, right, to stay balanced. But what about the stakes go up, right, when there's a lot going on? So holding on to the left knee, pull the knee into the chest. Feel your right foot on the ground. Stretch all the way up through the crown of the head. Breathe. Squeeze the shoulders onto the back. Okay, and then with your right hand, cross over to the outer left knee. Tack your left hip down. Breathe all the way to the left side body. So maintaining that space we cultivated in the last class. And then moving from that place, from that spaciousness, moving your right ribs forward, tack your left shoulder back, cactus your arm, throat open, breathing, letting yourself weeble and wobble if that's happening. And as you waver, just feeling the midline, even when there's asymmetry. Twist, twist. Inhale to untwist. Bring your left leg down. Bring your hands to prayer. Let's close our eyes and just let the body kind of receive that twist. Tailbone down, lift up through the crown of the head. Left and right hand to meet. So we're going to do that again. Open the eyes, and there's always more if you choose. So we're going to shift the weight back into the left. Here's what we're going to do. Either you're going to bend your knee and do that again, or we're going to cross your left hand to the baby toe side of your right foot. And then you can extend the sole of your foot forward. So it's just a different expression of the same pose. You're still going to tack your right hip down, breathe all the way up the right side body, and you're going to twist open. Squeezing your right shoulder onto the back, throat open, twist, spiraling up through the spine. This is called dancing Shiva. You can even straighten the right arm, twist, twist. And then inhale to release the twist, bringing your right leg down. So nice. That went very well. Shift the weight into the right foot. Either keep your knee bent, right? You're gonna check in what's good. If it's too wonky to straighten the leg, have your knee bent. Sometimes it's better to back out of what we're doing so we can do it in a more balanced, complete way than to do too much and get kind of pulled out of our center. So take your left leg forward or not, tack your left hip down, breathe all the way up through the center line of the body, and we're gonna twist open. spiraling up through the spine. You can extend the left arm this time. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, so rotating. Twist. Twist one more time, and then inhale to untwist. Release the left leg down. And we're going to come into an Utkatasana with the hands on the knees. Push down through the knees. Take your sit bones back and wide. And we'll just do our kind of standing cow and cat a couple of times to just clear out the spine. Inhale. Let the chest come forward. Turn your gaze up. Exhale to round. Scoop the tailbone. Tuck the chin. Breathe into the back of the body. Yes, yes. Inhale to open the front. Exhaling to round. One more like that. Exhale to round. All right. Come on up to standing or just sit down, and I'm just going to show you what we're going to do, and then we'll do it together. So this is going to kind of increase our circulation and our heart rate and kind of bring us up and out. So we're going to take some twists with the breath. We've already twisted in Utkatasana, so it's going to look like this. We're going to inhale in Utkatasana, we'll exhale, we'll twist to the right. Inhale up, exhale, twist to the left. So we'll do that 8 times, okay? Then we're going to ground down through our hands. We can step back or jump back, but maybe step into a plank. And then we're going to take mountain climbers, crossing the knee to the opposite elbow. So inhale, exhale, cross over. So that was 4, but we'll do 8. Come down to your knees. Cow, cat, downward dog, and then we'll step forward. So you're gonna feel your roosterness coming out here, feeling your own aliveness, getting up a little more present, a little more lifted, feeling the beat of your own heart. I know you're excited, okay? And we don't have music, so we're just gonna let the breath be the music, or maybe you have music going at your house, which is great. So squat down, tailbone down, inhale, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center, to the left. Up, right, up, left, halfway there. Inhale up, exhale. Last 2. Twist. Now straighten the legs, ground down through the hands, step back into your plank. Or let me just say you can do this with your knees down if you want to back out a little bit. So plank, inhale, exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale to the back, cross it over. 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward dog, and then slowly walk forward to your hands, bend your knee, and we're going to round all the way up. How'd that go? Thumbs up? Everybody, you all good? Good? Great. Because we're going to do it one more time. So just take a couple of breaths. Let the energy of the hen, let yourself kind of integrate that in and down to the body. Exhale, rounding down into your feet. Okay, now it's a little more familiar. So bend your knees, and this will be the last one, I promise. Inhale, twist to the right. Twist, twist. Twist to the right. Left. Straighten the legs, fold in, step into your plank, tailbone down, belly in, inhale, and cross it over. Cross, squeeze towards the midline. 4, 3, 2, 1, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to your hands, bend your knees, feel the beat of your heart, round all the way up. And hands to heart center. Soften your gaze. Feel your breath. Let the breath flow through you. And then we're going to step wide, facing the long the long width of your mat. And so that was more lifting. Now we're going to bring it in and down. We're going to fold forward. So let's start with the hands on the waist. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Fold in. As always, if it's feeling tight in your hamstrings or your low back, I would prefer you to bend your knees and take your sit bones back. So we want to just support your body, our bodies through the alignment to help everything to open and balance and refill where it needs to and release where it needs to and everything in between. Okay, so then we're going to fold in. And anytime your head is below your heart, we're getting these benefits of an inversion. So see if you can lengthen the back of the base of your skull down towards the ground. And we're going to take an inverted twist here. So just listen to the words. Release the head down. Bring your left hand to your outer right shin. Walk your right fingertips a little bit over to the right. Bend your elbows, squeeze your right shoulder blade onto the back. And then as you inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, we're gonna just slowly spiral up through the spine. So nothing hasty, just breathing in, breathing out, letting your left side body come forward, drawing your right ribs back. Breathe into your right lung and your right kidney and your right adrenal as you wrap your left side body forward, throat open, squeeze your right shoulder blade onto the back, and then widen your left hip to the left as you spin open one more time. Very good. Inhale to unwind. Just sway like a pendulum to the other side, and then hold. Bring your right hand to your outer left shin. Tense your left fingertips to the left. Breathing in to lengthen all the way through the crown of the head. Breathing out to twist open. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. As you wrap your right side body forward, you're going to widen your right hip to the right. So balancing everything all the way up through the midline, so feeling the balancing in the sacrum. And on this side, as you wrap your right side of the torso forward, you know, on this side you have your liver and your gallbladder. Tack your left floating ribs back. Take your palate back, twist, twist. And then inhale to untwist, stretch forward halfway. Exhale to fold in. And then inhale, stretch forward. Bring your left fingertips underneath your left shoulder. So your left arm is going to be straight now. Bring your right hand to the waist. Now the torso is going to be level with the floor. So you're going to inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. You're going to twist open. As you twist open, what tends to happen is the left hip will drop down. It will kind of collapse in. So you're going to spiral up. You're keeping your inner body filled with the breath, the vessel full. And then you're turning your upper chest towards the right, and you're widening your left hip to the left. You can take the left arm up, lengthen through the crown of the head, spin all the way up, and breathe. And then inhale to unwind. Very good. Right fingertips tented. Extend through the crown of the head. Spiraling all the way up. Take the left arm up, if that feels okay. Otherwise, left hand on the waist. Widen your right hip to the right as you twist open. Take your left shoulder back. Throat open, twist. Breathing in, take the left shoulder back, twist. One more time. And then inhale to unwind, stretch forward halfway. As you exhale, fold in. Let's just let the head rest here below the heart. And then we'll inhale, stretch forward. Bring your hands to your waist, squeeze your shoulder blades, and inhale, come all the way up. Very nice, everyone. Pivot and step forward to the top of your mat. Hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. Exhale, you release your arms down long by the floor. Inhale, reach all the way up. And as we exhale, we'll bow forward. So just take your time. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. So in a minute here, we're gonna make our way down to the floor. But in downward facing dog, you're gonna bend your knees halfway down towards the ground. Halfway. Take your sit bones up towards the sky. Pull your belly in and lengthen your tailbone down. Okay, and then windshield wiper your knees to the right. You can even look underneath the right arm, but just like we just noticed in the hips, a lot of time if the attention goes towards one side of the spectrum, we'll kind of lose it on the other side. So can we stay dynamically balanced? You're gonna look under the right arm, but as you do that, keep the underside of your left arm lifted and buoyant. That might even mean tenting your left fingertips. So the left side of the scapula lifts up towards the sky as you twist. Breathe, Ujjayi breathing twist. And then come back to center. Just breathe and pause here. And then keeping the knees bent, just windshield wiper your knees to the left. You can look under the left arm, tent your right fingertips of your right hand, draw the outer side of the shoulder blade up towards the sky. As you twist, twist, come back downward facing dog. Then walk your feet forward. We're gonna bend the knees and we're gonna come into seated and just enjoy the floor for a minute. And I know last week some of our friends weren't here because they were in our real time because they were enjoying the river, the late spring river, and we're going to do a little boat rowing here together. So we're going to take we're going to take Navasana, and you can have your knees bent. So let your low back move in, let your front of the chest be open. You can come onto fingertips, throat open. Sometimes I'll hold a block as my paddle, just a reminder, but otherwise you can bring your hands together and kind of make a paddle. So we're going to lift the legs, pull the belly in, throat open, and we're just going to paddle to the right, knees to the left, back to center, to the left. So just crossing over that midline and the breath to the right and to the left. Just kind of wrapping through the sides of the body, connecting the two sides. The sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic, side to side. Do 10 more down the river together. For 4. Okay, nice work. Bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your hips to be nice and anchored. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, we're going to bow forward. Let the crown of the head extend forward. Okay, and then we'll inhale, come on up. So we're going to take a pose called Half Lord of the Fishes. Typically, you're going to bend your left leg underneath, and you're going to take your right leg up and over like so. If when you do this, your right hip is jacked way up here and your hips feel out of balance, what I would suggest doing is having your bottom leg straight and then just tacking your right hip down, your right sit bone down. So you can Go deeper or back out to see what's going to be most fitting in your body right now. Okay. So working your right hip down regardless. Bring your right fingertips to the floor. I like to tense them to just get more kind of support through the center line of the body. Now before we twist, feel your left and your right side. Feel the organs and the glands and the nerves on the side and the musculature and the skeletal system and all of that. Take your left arm up, cross it over the outside of the right leg. And then we're going to twist. As we've been doing, always moving with the breath, right? So sometimes if we're really anxious or stressed, the breath gets shallow and rapid, right? So we're just gonna, like we worked on last week, in the rhythm between the inhale and the exhale, and try to match them up. So we'll inhale to lengthen, feel the space you cultivated last week in your practice, and then twist to the right. And as you twist, you're twisting from the inside. So just innately knowing that we have these two contrary complements within us, and they want to find balance and harmony. Okay, and so we don't have to force or overly control that. Turn your awareness back in, twist open. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Squeeze your right shoulder blade on the back. Inhale, breathing in, lengthening up. Exhale to twist. Spiraling up through the spine. Maybe take your head back a little bit. Lean back into it. Get a little bit curvy. Twist. Right sides of your ribs back. Left forward. Twist. And then inhale to untwist. And we're going to switch out the legs. The right leg underneath. Left leg comes up and over. Left fingertips to the floor attentive. Extend your right arm up. Cross it over the midline. Okay, so this time you're going to breathe into the body. And now I want you to breathe into the back of your body. So sometimes in twist, we'll pull around with this, like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to try to control the situation. Our ribs are coming forward. So you're just going to move into the back of the body. Think where your kidneys and your adrenals are. You're going to breathe into them so they're so full, like little balloons that you just breathed your beautiful breath into. And then as you twist, you're initiating the twist from the back, right, instead of the front. Inhale. Exhale to twist open. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Twist. Draw the left side body back. Twist. Lean your head back, twist. And then inhale to untwist. Rinsing the spine and the internal organs. So we're going to take a turn facing the long way of our mat. And we'll take the right leg out and bend the left leg in. And we'll kind of move into the hips in a different class, but essentially when you sit, if you feel like your low back is kind of pulled under, you can push into the floor and lift your hips. You can sit up on a couch cushion or a blanket, whatever you got. Okay, so try it, even though your legs are asymmetrical, you're going to balance your left leg and your right leg. You're going to breathe in, lengthening all the way up through the top of the head. And you're going to twist, open over your right.
So I don't know what to do. Oh, man.
And we're going to fold in. So you're going to fold over your right leg.
Maybe it's her.
Can you all hear me? Katie, you can hear me?
Sue's muted.
Sue's not muted. I can hear you all. If you can mute yourself.
I don't know. According to this, you're on.
Okay. So we can all hear you right now. So you're going to wrap over your right leg and fold forward. Bring your left hand to the outer right shin. Okay, and then breathe. So this becomes a little more subtle. You're going to breathe into your right side body.
Hello, hello.
That's good. And then let your left.
I don't know what's the problem, so.
Okay. Okay, I'll just follow along.
Drop your left rib down. Okay, so breathe. These look good. Breathe into your right. Roll your left ribs down. And one more time. Okay. And then inhale to come on up. Great. Keep your legs where they are. And we'll twist open to the left. As you breathe in, lengthening all the way up through the top of the head. As we breathe out, we're going to twist. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. Spiraling up through the spine. So continuing to free up that energy, and then inhale back to center. Take your left leg out and your right leg in. And one of the things we're all learning, right, in addition to balancing, is how to work with the technological gods, right? And sometimes they're in our favor and not, and we learn as we go. Okay, so breathing and lengthening all the way up through the center line of the body, turning dynamically from the low belly through the upper chest. Some of us might stay here. Some of us will fold forward, and you're going to see what feels best in you. Cross your right hand to the outer left shin, and you'll breathe into the left side of the torso. Breathe into the left side of your sacrum. Let that be nice and full, and then kind of soften the energy on the right side. So breathe into the left, roll your right ribs down, lengthen through the crown of the head. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Breathe into the left, roll down on the right, breathe into the left, roll your right ribs down. Trust your body is just using this practice to help to balance yourself in your body and in your nervous system and in your mental sphere and your emotional sphere. All of it is getting tended to. Inhale to come on up, bring your right fingertips to the earth, your left hand to the knee, push into the floor with the right fingertips, lengthen all the way up through the crown of the head, twist open. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Good. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to twist. Squeeze your shoulder blades on the back. Twist, twist, twist. And then inhale to untwist. Nice, and just kind of let all of that, the circulation, the fresh, high-speed oxygenated blood and circulation settle through the body. And so from here, we are going to take some pranayama or some breathing. And so get what you need to be comfortable in a seated position. Like I was just talking about the low back. I have one of these cushions to sit on, but you can grab a pillow from your couch. Something comfy. All right, and we're gonna come into a seat. So today we're gonna do a breath that's all about balancing. And in the yoga tradition, we have the center line of the body, right? The spine and the physical body but we also have, it's called the Sushumna Nadi. It's this central channel from which all these other channels emanate out from. But there are two secondary ones, and they begin or end in the nostrils, and they crisscross through and over the central channel like this, dancing around. And so, and they meet at the base of the spine. And for those of you who are familiar with chakras, the place where those intersect are the places where your chakras are. And as they dance across the midline of the body, they spin the energy of the chakras. But that's a whole nother class we can dive into. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the right hand and we're gonna fold your these two, your middle and index finger down to the kind of meaty part of the thumb. So you'll use your right thumb on your right nostril crease gently, and you'll use these little two fingers on your left nostril crease gently. And I'm gonna talk you through, and we'll do this for about 5 or so minutes. And I just wanna say this is something that you can do every day to bring balance if you're feeling the need for that. It's alternate nostril breathing, also known as Nadi Shodhana. And so it balances the hen and the rooster sides of ourselves, so they're more dancing in harmony, where sometimes we'll have one side kind of in charge, either one side overly lifted or overly pulled in. So it's gonna feel really nice as we bring our asana practice to a close. Okay, so when you sit, right, we don't wanna sit overly pulled in, okay, but we don't wanna sit overly extended out. It's even, you sit in a place of balance. So you wanna sit with your hips on the ground, your upper chest, which is nice and open over your hips, and then just stacking your head over your upper chest. Okay, so we're gonna breathe in through both nostrils. We're gonna exhale, close the right, and inhale through the left. Hold at the top, and then closing the left and exhaling through the right. Inhale through the right. Pause at the top. Closing the right, exhaling through the left. Inhale left. Hold. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale through the right. Hold. Exhaling left. Inhale left. Pause. Exhaling right. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale. Exhaling right. Inhale right. Exhaling left. Inhale left, breathing in just that peaceful, steady calm. And exhaling any agitation. And then inhale through the right, clarity. Closing right, exhaling, releasing any unnecessary weightiness or lethargy. And then inhale through the left, tranquility. Closing the left, exhaling, agitation. Inhale through the right, inspiration. Closing right, exhaling through the left, sadness. And then inhaling through the left, deep nourishment and rest. Breathe it in. Closing the left, exhaling through the right. Any excess heat, right, or fire, or anger, just let it go through the right. And we'll breathe for one more minute. Just come back to your breath, breathing in through the right. And pausing with your eyes closed right at the space between your eyes. And closing off the right, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left. Exhaling out the right. Let's take 2 more breaths. So inhale through the right. Exhaling left. Last one, inhaling. Slow and steady as we go. Inhaling all the way up, hold. And then exhaling through the right. Releasing the unnecessary. And then bringing your hands down. Breathe now in through both nostrils. Exhaling, grounding down through your seat, and keeping your eyes closed here. Turn your left palm up on your knee and slide your hand back so your fingers don't extend over your knee. So it's just nestled, on the middle part of the thigh, palm up. And with your right hand, just gently turn it down. Okay, so one hand is up and one hand is down. So one hand is one side of you is gonna be very receptive and just let yourself drink it in, and the other side is gonna kind of hold the energy that you've cultivated. And we're gonna sit for maybe 2 minutes before we lie down in a state of meditation. Breathing this time through both nostrils simultaneously in unified harmony, breathing in and out, and just feeling that beautiful pulse and wave of the breath. So pulling our awareness back into the body. If it's been lifted and maybe a little bit out or a lot of it out of your body, right? Pulling it back in, and then just restoring the energy inside of the body so it's not so ruffled or lifted, but it's very grounded and anchored deep into your nervous system. Breathing in all the way down into the whole bowl of the pelvis. And breathing out, following the breath all the way up through the top of the head. Just letting the breath kind of rinse, moving up and down the spine. And so for those of you who want to stay here seated, go for it. I support you. Otherwise, we're going to come onto our backs so we can lie down into Shavasana. And I encourage you, if you have a blanket or a towel or something, to put that over you if that feels good, a sweater. And if you have a little clean sock or a scarf or a washcloth or an eye pillow, you can place it over your eyes. To take our awareness, which, although we've been balancing through the whole class, you know, doing an asana practice, it takes a good amount of effort, right, of your attention. So now really moving more from the more active to the deep place of rest and nourishment as we close our practice. So it's really nice to have something over your eyes to block out the external light, kind of come into the darkness behind the eyelids. And turn your awareness inside. Let your breath just be natural now. And just let go of the unnecessary holding, just releasing it. So we created space last week in the body to hold, and then in this class we're releasing what is not serving us, and refilling and restoring more support. Let the fingers uncurl. Let the muscles in your body relax and release away from your bones. Let the tops of the shoulders just naturally drop down. Let gravity do its thing and work for you. And as you rest here, and just, again, you don't have to effort or do anything. Your body knows innately what it needs to move towards that place of balance, right? So you've done a whole practice working on finding that dynamic balance through twists. Let everything settle in, assimilate, integrate, And I found two just brief Rumi quotes I'd like to share as you're resting here. One is, your hand opens and closes, opens and closes. If it were always a fist, or always stretched open, you would be paralyzed. Your deepest presence is in every small, contracting and expanding, the two as beautifully balanced and coordinated as bird wings. And then this is also Rumi. God turns you from one feeling to another and teaches by means of opposites, so that you will have two wings to fly, not one. So as you rest here for the next minute, just feel all the parts of yourself, right? That part of us that likes to roost like the hen and just receive, in that place of deep rest, which is so important, and nourishment, right? The energy of the moon, it's luminous, it's reflective. And then those parts of ourselves that are very motivated and present and visionary and inspired, exploratory, adventurous, all of those attributes. Let those two sides of yourself kind of dance and coil around each other as you take two more breaths here. And begin to bring just little movements into your fingers and your toes, the left and the right side. You might gently turn your head to the left and to the right. And you can bend your knees into your chest, give your knees a little squeeze, just stretching out the low back, the left and the right side. Roll off to your right side. Pull your knees in and give yourself a little snuggle. And make your way back up into a seat. Settling into your seat, and one more time, bringing your hands to heart center and just feeling these two components of yourself unified in towards the center. Refilling where you need to, releasing that which is not serving you, and just finding this new place of balance and restoration and harmony and equilibrium. Make sure to drink a lot of water after our practice and just be sweet and tender to yourself. Thank you for showing up and for just sharing and nourishing yourself and balancing yourself in this way so that you can feel good inside of your own skin and be that steady support for others. Namaste. Thank you.